Hey everyone, and welcome back to What a Story. Today's guest is a comic from Toronto named Dale B. Dale, how you doing?
Hey David, thanks for having me on.
Cool. So, you're a comic in Toronto. How's that going?
Pretty good. I can't complain. I basically do chop chop dark humor one-liners. I've been at it for about a year and a half to 2 years at this point.
Okay, cool. And you have a story. What's your story?
Yeah, the story I want to talk to the viewers about today, it's not a recent event or anything. It actually happened way back in middle school. Not about the Buddhist priest. I can't ever talk about that. But yeah. Um, so I grew up in the East End, not as far as China, just around Scarborough, where it's kind of fucked up, the East End of the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess a lot of teachers have left their imprints on my mind. For example, a shop teacher that just showed up with a black eye one day, and another one that was placed under house arrest for putting his hands on a girl, right? But the one I
Okay.
want to talk to you about today is someone that I'm never going to forget about, my middle school science teacher. So back in the day in 2002, during the height of the World Cup soccer frenzy, Budweiser or one of the other big beer guys, they were having this massive promotion where if you bought a case of 2-4, it came with the beer koozie in the shape of a mini jersey of one of the teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not as young as I actually look. It's just all that work I haven't been doing after college, I guess. So we pile into science class one afternoon, just ready to learn about whatever travesty of a lesson they're teaching Scarborough kids at this point in time. I don't know. Water is wet. Don't smoke pot yet, otherwise you'll kill your parents in their sleep and end up in the news. And I can see I can see that our teacher is just amped, ready to go, you know? She's welcoming us in, beaming smile on her face, showing off all the soccer decoration that she put on the walls over that weekend, the morning, or whenever. And you might already know where I'm going with this, but we sit down, and I noticed right away that the aforementioned beer koozie mini jerseys are an integral part of this decoration on the wall now. And I don't mean it's like two or three of them. It's all 32 teams just shamelessly hung on a string right there for the kids to see, right? And we got to do some quick Asian math because I want the people to know that if she had to drink a case of 2-4 to get one of them, and there's 32 teams, that's almost 770 beers she would have had to smash pretty quickly, you know? And I get it, this was less than a full year after 9/11, but unless her family was on one of those planes, like that's a lot of beers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So class begins, and I just casually lean over and whisper to my buddy, like, hey, dude, you know about that beer promo thing, right? That's a shitload of bottles somebody must have drank. That's kind of fucked up, right? And up until that day, David, I did not know she had supersonic hearing because just full on needle off the record, just stops the lesson, calls me out from across the way, and starts screaming at the top of her lungs like a fucking banshee, like, hey, how dare you? I just heard what you said. Apologize. Apologize, fucking like I can't emulate how loud she was because I don't want people to go deaf here, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was fucked up because up until that day, I definitely had people who are my parents just scream at me like, hey, asshole, don't take the whole bucket Halloween, or hey, asshole, stop breaking stuff and get out of here, skateboarding or whatever, right? But a teacher that I see on a regular basis just bellowing it out at the top of their lungs, crashing out in front of the kids like that, I've never experienced that ever. Didn't not know how to react, you know? So just completely froze like a deer in her DUI headlights, I suppose, at this point. Just no reaction, no response, just blacked out completely. And when I came to, I realized the lesson had awkwardly continued again, right? And keep in mind, this is in Scarborough. So a lot of the kids probably knew where these beer koozies had originated from. Like there's a lot of beer and cereal type of dads in the morning out there, you know, just a quick one before they go to work at their wife beater factories or whatever. But I
Yeah.
was the only one dumb enough to vocalize it, or so I thought, right? Yeah. She didn't ask to talk to me after class or anything, just steamed through the rest of that lesson. Super pissed off that a 13-year-old kid with a shit eating grin and a Slipknot t shirt probably had just inadvertently made her call out her own alcoholism in front of all the other kids, right? Also, she was probably just thinking about the next cold one. That would be my guess. But yeah, I think it's safe to say, David, that she did not enjoy the rest of that World Cup series. Or I'm not sure. Maybe she went home that night and really started enjoying it. You know what I mean? Just stretching actual jerseys over full size kegs or whatever. You know, puberty is supposed to be awkward, but that day did not help the situation. Just drunken shark eyed death stares throughout the rest of that year. Thank God summer was just around the corner. And the part that I have to tell you though is her name. I shit you not. Do you know what her name was? Any guesses?
No, what up? Tell us.
Her name was Miss Pint, like a pint of beer. Like, talk about living up to one's name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucked me up forever. But you know, still haven't been able to find her an adult friendster. But yeah, that's the story.
All right. Well,
Mm.
cool. And I have a question. Did you pass her class?
Uh, Barely, I think. I was not one of the smart Asian kids. By the time I was in like junior year of high school, my parents knew I wasn't gonna be a doctor or a lawyer, man. Yeah,
Okay. Um, there's worse things you can be.
yeah. Stand-up comedian. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Um,
Mm.
well, thank you for your story. And if anybody wants
No
to
worries.
stalk you on the internet, how would they stalk you?
My IG is at FYM Comedy, and my Facebook is at Avid Comedian. I never post on Instagram. I just use it as a Rolodex. But on Facebook, I actually post clips and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing your story. And I will see you around the scene in Toronto now that I'm mobile.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll be down there more. All right.
Thanks for having me, man. Bye.
No problem. Talk to you later.